What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's filthiest pitches of the day. I am Pitching Ninja, and I'm here with the man who really missed me the past couple of days as I was struggling with some power issues here. Will Leahey. Will, have you dried up your tears yet?
Ninja, tears dried mostly because we got playoff baseball about to start. And it's finally here, Ninja, the last day of the regular season, which means yesterday capped off Paul Skenes' season. And the Pirates came into the Bronx and spanked the Yanks, and Skenes looked absolutely sensational. It was a short outing, Ninja, just a couple of innings, but he looked as good as ever. And I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, I mean, this was something I was looking forward to probably for the last month or so to see what Paul Skenes would do against the Yankees, because I know Paul Skenes. Paul Skenes is going to take this as a challenge, going to see what he can do against that murderer's row that the Yankees put up. Last outing of the year for him. He definitely wanted to test how good he was. And boy, if this was a test, he passed with flying colors. He stared down that murderer's row and just sliced them apart like a hot knife through butter. Right, Will?
Exactly right.
He had 3 Ks and 2 scoreless innings, but that doesn't describe the utter devastation that Paul Skenes left on the Yankees, just like that Helene storm did on my house. He embarrassed Juan Soto with this front hip fastball. You can't do this much better than that. Look at that. Like, Soto, go shuffle off to the dugout. And then he faced Aaron Judge. All rise. No, all sit. He K'd him with this slider. He then sawed off Stanton in Mariano's home, just like Mariano used to, except Mariano didn't throw this hard. Look at that bat absolutely shatter. And then, last but certainly not least, he faced off against Jazz Chisholm. Jazz used this as his measuring stick. Before the game, he said, I want to face the best. I can say he absolutely did face the best here. First pitch, 99-mile-an-hour heater. Jazz is trying to make a statement. He turns on it, pulls it foul. Next pitch, Paul Skenes says, I am not throwing you that pitch again, Jazz. I know what you're trying to do. Feeds him a splinker here, off the plate. Then he throws this wicked changeup with 24 inches of break. It starts out headed inside and then ends up on the outer third of the plate. Absolutely filthy pitch. Literally 2 feet of break on this changeup. Jazz swings through it. It's like, okay, yeah, I got you here. Nice pitch, but I want to see a fastball. Next pitch, Skenes throws another changeup. This one had 25 inches of break.
Jesus.
Over 2 feet. It's ridiculous. But Jazz knows this. Jazz is like, yeah, nice. You're not getting me with that changeup bit. I am not falling for it. Gives a little dance here like, I am on it. I am ready for a heater. You got to challenge me. So what does Skenes do? He throws this unbelievable 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Jazz is looking outside because the last 3 pitches have been outside. Throws this thing inside at his front hip that starts more inside than that changeup did. Jazz jumps out of the way of this pitch, and it ends up catching the zone. Totally not fair. A little bit like that first pitch that Jazz pulled foul, but Skenes starts this more inside of that pitch. The first one he threw broke 17 inches of plate and finished well on the plate. This one broke 19 inches to the plate, started out inside that other fastball, and Paul Skenes just had a ball with this, smiling to himself as he walks off the field after devastating the Yankees lineup. Jazz Chisholm's left whining about this being a ball. It most certainly was not a ball, and Jazz leaves with the Blues. Is there any doubt who the Rookie of the Year should be, Will? There's no doubt, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to go Skenes. We have a little pitching bias here, but Skenes has one of, if not the greatest rookie pitching seasons of all time. And Jackson Merrill just had an awesome rookie season. It goes to Skenes.
It has to. Ridiculous stuff. Historic season by Skenes. Give him the Rookie of the Year. Don't give him it. He earned it. Skenes outdueled Luis Gil, who himself had a great rookie season. Gil had 5 Ks and 5 2/3 innings, giving up 6 runs. He had these sliders. And my favorite part was perhaps the greatest practice swing in baseball history. Yep, an Expelliarmus practice swing. Of course, Nick Gonzalez followed it up the very next pitch with a home run. So maybe this thing works.
And Ninja, I wanted to point one thing out yesterday. So Aaron Judge had a not great day.
I'm talking about a real shit bomb.
He's overrated, right?
Well, he's great. I'm not gonna clown him here, but I am gonna clown Aaron Boone for sitting him the day before. I thought it was insane what was happening. Judge has 58 homers. He's having one of the greatest seasons of all time. Every at bat matters, and they sit him, and his excuse is that he needs rest. Judge has a week off starting today. They sat him, and then the next game he follows up going 0 for 5. I'm putting that directly on Boone, and I think it was a trash move, and I want it to be called out because I haven't heard anyone talking about it.
Should they fire him for that? Is that a fireable offense?
If they lose in the first round, maybe.
Now for the rest of my whip around the league. The White Sox neutered the hungover Tigers 4-0. Sean Burke had 6 Ks and 5 scoreless innings, giving up 2 hits. He had these fastballs, sliders, and changeup, and honestly, looks like a great piece to a rotation. He faced Bo Brisky, Will's favorite pitcher, who had 1 K and 2 innings, giving up 1 run, and this 99-mile-an-hour heater. The Cubs blanked the Reds 3-0. Kyle Hendricks had 2 Ks and 7 1/3 scoreless innings. He had this changeup and beautiful cut changeup. And this may be Kyle Hendricks' last game with the Cubs. He was taken out of the game here by Tommy Hotovy, the Cubs pitching coach, which was awesome. And then when he left the game, as the players came off the field, gave all of them a big hug. Most importantly, Ian Happ. And Ian Happ had this to say about Kyle Hendricks after the game. It's really kind of touching.
On the field, but who he is as a person, the way that he carries himself, the way that he works. And so it's important in this game to honor that. You know, I've been lucky enough to play with him for 8 years out of the 11 and watch him do stuff like that quite a bit. And so, you know, not only the on-the-field stuff, but the personal stuff, seeing him get married, seeing him become a dad, you know, all of that stuff is important. And, you know, he's been a big part of my career here.
Kyle Hendricks, though, was not nearly as eloquent. He was just like, yes, hope this isn't the end. It was really nice. It's just typical Kyle Hendricks. He faced Rhett Lauder, who had 1 K and 5 scoreless innings, and had this 94-mile-an-hour heater. The Marlins swam past the Blue Jays 8-1. Zay Curry had 1 K and 5 innings, giving up 1 run, had this painted fastball. He faced Yariel Rodriguez, who had 5 Ks and 5 innings, giving up 3 runs, had his fastball and curveballs. The Nats topped the Phillies 6-3. Mackenzie Gore wins 6 scoreless innings with 9 Ks.
Nice.
Giving up only 3 hits. He had his fastball and wicked curveballs. He faced Zack Wheeler, who's, of course, rounding into postseason unhittable Zack Wheeler form. He had 11 Ks and 6 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs. His fastball, splitter, sweepers, and curveballs. He's about to own the postseason, just like he does. The Giants downed the Cardinals 6-5. Tristan Beck had 3 Ks and 4 innings, giving up 1 run. He had this fastball and slider. He faced Andre Palante, who had 4 Ks and 5 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had these curveballs. The Rays stung the Red Sox 7-2. Shane Baz had 7 Ks and 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. This 99-mile-an-hour heater might have been a touch off the plate, but it's a good pitch, as well as these curveballs. He faced Cutter Crawford, who had 6 Ks and 4 1/3 innings, giving up 6 runs. These fastballs, splitters, and knuckle curve. What was Cutter Crawford's ERA at the end of the year, Will? Because we said it was not sustainable. His sterling ERA at the beginning of the year.
The Sox had like 4 starters that all had awesome ERAs, and they all just trailed off, and he ended up with a 4.36.
That's not terrible. He didn't have the stamina, kind of like all Red Sox fans, if you know what I mean. The Astros flew past the Guardians 4-3. Justin Verlander had 5 Ks and 6 innings, giving up 3 runs on 7 hits. He had this fastball, slider, and curveball. Did he do enough to make the postseason rotation? Leave me your thoughts in the comments. My thought is, I don't think so. But it's hard to do without his experience. He faced Ben Lively, who had 4 Ks and 4 innings, giving up 2 earned runs, and had these 2 seamers.
And Ninja J-Ram smashed his 39th dong. So today we are all on 40-40 watch for the little guy, only to be the 7th player of all time to get there. Hoping for it.
I'm hoping for it too. The Orioles soared past the Twins 9-2. Matt Bowman was the opener, had 2 Ks and 1 1/3 scoreless innings, giving up 1 hit. He had these sinkers. He faced Zebby Matthews, who had 5 Ks and 3 innings, giving up 6 runs, had his fastball and slider. The Brewers shut out the Mets 6-0. Jose Quintana, though, pitched pretty well. He had 9 Ks and 4 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had these changeups, including this one for a sword and this curveball. He faced Jared Koenig, who had 2 Ks and 1 scoreless inning as the opener. He had this changeup and cutter. And Tobias Myers came in right after him, the Amish ace, with 5 Ks and 4 scoreless innings, giving up only 1 hit. Had this fastball, changeup, and slider, and looks pretty solid for the postseason. Will, what do you think about this game? Your second favorite team on the planet may not make the playoffs.
Well, Ninja, the Mets and the Diamondbacks have just both been just choking it away here. They both keep losing. They were both on incredible streaks before this. They both keep losing, and the Braves keep winning. The Mets can clinch today, actually, though, if they win and the Diamondbacks lose. If not, they will have to play this series against the Braves tomorrow. There's a whole storm of things a brewing here, but it looks like, I mean, the Mets have a far greater chance of getting into the playoffs than the Diamondbacks, and the Braves, all they have to do is win a single game between now and the end of the season, or if the Diamondbacks lose today. So, Ninja, we got a lot going on. It's not the way you want to limp into the postseason by the Mets, but I think they're going to get there. Optimistic.
You said something about taking by storm or something like that, and that is way too soon, Will.
I apologize.
Moving on to those Atlanta Braves, Reynaldo Lopez went 6 innings with 9 Ks.
Nice.
Giving up 1 run on 2 hits. The Braves beat the Royals 2-1. He had this 98-mile-an-hour fastball that was absolutely painted here and somehow called a ball. Like, this hurt my heart, hurt my head. Literally perfect pitch, called a ball. Made me angry at the time. I actually yelled at my screen. But the big story of the game was Raylo's sliders. He had 12 swings and misses out of 18 swings on his sliders. Absolute filth. My man is ready for the postseason, as is the Braves pitching staff. Like, again, we look at this. They're starting Charlie Morton today. And look what they have. Look, they're resting Chris Sale. They have Max Fried. They have Spencer Schwellenbach. They have Raylo, fully loaded for the postseason. This is going to be a dangerous team in the postseason, even if they struggle at the plate. Raylo faced Seth Lugo, who had 3 Ks in 2 innings, giving up no runs on 1 hit. He threw 9 different pitch types in 2 innings. It's like he was just showing off here. He got Ks on his fastball, splitter, and slider.
Ninja, this game brings us our dong of the day, and it goes to Travis d'Arnaud for his walk-off shot here. Home run of the season for the Braves. It might even be the home run of the season altogether, because it basically put him in the playoffs. And that's going to get you dong of the day 7 days a week.
More like Travis Yes, if you're a Braves fan.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Ninja.
The Dodgers poured an avalanche of runs on the Rockies, 13-2. Yoshinobu Yamamoto had 6 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had these sliders and splitters and picked up a sword. We're not going to touch on Antonio Senzatella.
We will, however, touch on Shohei Ohtani, who got another
bet you want to touch on Shohei Ohtani, Will.
God, I'd absolutely love to. But he had another stolen base here. He's at 58 now. He had another 2 hits. Ninja, I think he's 26 for his last 39. Just Shohei is on an absolute rampage. I still think he might get 66. It's not likely, but I'm keeping the fingers crossed, Ninja.
All I know is Shohei is maybe the best clutch athlete that baseball has ever seen. I don't know if you saw his batting average with runners in scoring position over like the last 13 at bats. He had 12 hits, batting over 900. And this isn't a fluke. It is, I mean, batting over 900 is a fluke, but he has done this year in and year out. Runners in scoring position, leads the league in slugging percentage and batting average. And with runners in scoring position as a pitcher, leads the league in not allowing runners to score. It's like the man turns into an absolute super alien freak whenever the chips are down. I don't doubt you, Will. 70-70 isn't out of the question. Just depends how long the Dodgers game goes today.
Wow. Great point.
You heard it here first. If Ohtani hits 15 dongs today, Ninja called it.
What a game. Might not even be his best game of the season.
The Padres shut out the D-backs 5-0. Randy Vasquez had 4 Ks and 6 scoreless innings, giving up only 1 hit, and took a no-hitter into the 6th inning. Had this front door 2-seamer, this cutter and slider, and continued the D-backs slide. He faced Eduardo Rodriguez, who had 3 Ks and 4 2/3 scoreless innings, had these elevated fastballs and picked up a sword, as well as this cutter.
Ninja was 0-0 all game, and then in the 9th inning, the Padres had an absolute dong show started by Cal Higashioka. It's putting a hurting on the D-back season, but again, the Mets could always choke it away. So we'll keep you posted on this, boys.
The Rangers beat the Angels 9-8, but it wasn't due to anything Andrew Heaney did. He gave up a bunch of runs. We're skipping him. He faced Griffin Canning, who had 4 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs, had this changeup and sliders. The Mariners beat the A's 7-6. Emerson Hancock had 3 Ks in 5 1/3 innings, giving up 3 runs. This nasty changeup. He faced Joey Estes, who had 2 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 3 runs, had this elevated fastball and slider. Now onto my filthiest relievers. Yunier Cano had this nasty sinker. Aroldis Chapman had this 101-mile-an-hour heater. Porter Hodge had this wicked sweeper. Raisel Iglesias did what he always does and came up big with these heaters. Jackson Jobe had these nasty changeups. The constellation Orion Kirkring had this slider. Phil Maton had this 3,200 RPM curveball. And Yuki Matsui had these wicked splitters. My top 5 filthiest pitches of the day yesterday. At number 5, Mason Miller for these ridiculous sliders. He actually would have been higher on this list had he not given up a big home run in this game. But you know what? We're here about filthy pitches, and these are disgusting. And number 4, Kyle Hendricks for his cut changeup and just his whole tenure with the Cubs. Major respect for Kyle Hendricks. And number 3, Zack Wheeler for all his stuff. And number 2, Reynaldo Lopez for his wicked sliders. And at number 1, Paul Skenes for his absurd front door fastball, 19 inches to the plate at 100 miles an hour, giving Jazz the blues. And now, my pitching ninja moment of Zen. It's Paul O'Neill, meaning his namesake, O'Neill Cruz.
O'Neill Cruz and the man he was named after, Paul O'Neill. Meredith Marakovitz talks with both of them. That's next.
My picks of the day today, I'm going to start out with Aaron Nola for 6 Ks or more. Then take David Peterson for 5 Ks or more. Then take Ryan Pepio for 6 Ks or more. And top it off with Hunter Green for 4 Ks or more. What would your picks of the day be?